All right, welcome back to another lesson of passive sentences, and today we'll be doing passive sentences in perfect. Yes. So previously we had done the passive sentences like the normal passive sentences. Yes. Then we had done the passive sentences with modal verbs like the homework, the children do the homework. The homework must be done by the children. Yeah. That's like die Studenten machen die Hausaufgaben. Die Hausaufgaben müssen von den Studenten gemacht werden. Yes. So as I had mentioned earlier, we can change any active sentence to passive if we follow the three rules. What are the three rules? Let's recollect. Maintain the structure, change the speech, add the helping verb werden. So that's the same thing we'll be doing today, but we'll be doing it with perfect sentences. What's a perfect sentence? Like we learned earlier, I have baked the cake. Yes. Now we'll be learning how to see the cake has been baked by me. Yes, in both present and perfect. I had baked the cake. The cake had been baked from me or by me. Yes. So all the news pieces in Deutsch or elsewhere all around the country, around the world, is mostly read in passive perfect. Yes. For example, the house has been robbed. The thief has been caught. A man has been attacked. Yes. So instead of saying thief has robbed the house, people say the house has been robbed. Instead of saying someone caught the thief has been caught. Instead of saying a man has been instead of saying someone attacked a man has been attacked. So these are the passive voices. Yes. Now how will we change them into imperfect? We'll need to remember certain rules. Now in Deutsch wir haben zwei Hilfeverben. We have two helping verbs when it comes to perfect. Can anyone recall what are the helping verbs when it comes to perfect? If there is movement, yes, the helping verb is sein. If there is no movement, that's most of the time, we have the helping verb just like in English, haben, right? So we have haben and sein. Zum Beispiel, ich habe die Hausaufgabe gemacht or ich bin zur Schule gegangen. Yeah, gone to school, that's ich bin, because you're going, there is movement, ich bin. I have done the homework. Ich habe die Hausaufgabe gemacht. Now, both these sentences can be turned into passive, yes. But one thing we need to remember when it comes to passive perfect, we need to forget that there is any change in the kinds of helping verb we'll be using, because we'll be using just one helping verb, and that is sein. Yes, even if there is no movement, we'll still use the helping verb sein. If there is movement, we'll of course use the helping verb sein. In short, there'll be just one helping verb, sein. Yes, you can forget haben for now. Yes, completely unlike English, have goes out of the window. We are going to deal with sein, that is am. Okay, now let's see how do we do this. So let's first pick up a sentence. The sentence is, let's say, okay, so the sentence would be, let's write something in perfect first. Let's write it here. So the sentence could be, der Dieb hat das Haus geraubt. Let's write it here. Der Dieb. Okay, let's make a little space. So we'll be putting it here. Moment. Okay, just a little bit of changing the setting. Yes. So we'll write, der Dieb hat das Haus geraubt. Yes, this is the sentence. Now, instead of saying it in active, we'll try to do it in passive. The rule is we'll maintain the structure. Okay, we'll change the speech. That means the object becomes the subject. Das Haus will become the subject. We'll say das Haus. And we just learned that the helping verb in a perfect sentence will never be haben. It'll always be sein. So we'll change this, and instead of haben, we'll do das Haus. It's third person singular, ist. Ich bin, du bist, er, sie, es ist. Das Haus ist. We'll introduce the agent from whom, by whom has the house been robbed, from the thief, so von dem Dieb. Yes. Then the main verb is geraubt. It's already in perfect since it's a perfect sentence. So we'll write geraubt. And then we'll introduce the helping verb for, that's the third step. We'll introduce the helping verb for passive, that's werden, and we'll introduce it in perfect form, that is geworden. Yes. But Two perfect forms can't be written together. That's not something we can do. So one of them will be changing its form. Geworden will become worden. Yes. So that is your structure. We followed the three rules. We maintained the structure, changed the speech, added the helping verb for passive, and we got our structure automatically. We don't have to mug up this structure. So we derive this structure simply by using the subject, the object as subject, and by understanding the rule that in passive, the helping verb in perfect is always sein. We introduced the agent if we wanted. We wrote the main verb in perfect like it already was written, and we introduced worden in the end because we couldn't write geworden. Two perfects don't come together, so we changed it simply to worden. Fantastic. That's your derivation of the structure. Yeah. So here it is again written, das Haus ist von dem Dieb, or von dem Rauber. Rauber is a robber and Dieb is a thief. Geraubt wurde. Fantastic. Yes. Okay. Now this is your perfect form. This is the perfect ist. Yes, that's the perfect helping verb. And this is passive. Geraubt worden. Yes. Perfect passive. Now let's do it for these sentences here. Ich hab den Kuchen gebacken. So we'll first maintain the structure of the sentence, pick up the speech, change the speech to passive. That means den Kuchen, that's the object, will become the subject. In subject, it'll become der, die, das, die. It's masculine. So we'll say der Kuchen. Then as per the rule we learned, we cannot say habe, or you cannot use haben. We'll need to change it to sein. For der Kuchen, it'll be third person singular. Ich bin, du bist, er, sie, es ist. Der Kuchen ist. Now we'll introduce the agent. For ich would be written like von. Von is dative, so it'll become ich, mich, mir. Mir is dative, so von mir. Der Kuchen ist von mir. Now the verb, main verb is gebacken, already in perfect, since it's a perfect sentence, so we'll write gebacken. And we'll introduce the helping verb for passive, that's werden. In perfect, it'll become geworden, but we'll remove the GE, so it becomes simply worden. Der Kuchen ist von mir gebacken worden. The cake has been baked by me. Okay, hast du das Buch gelesen? Have you read the book? Or has the book been read by you? That's what we'll attempt. We'll maintain the structure, change the speech, that the object becomes the subject, and the structure begins with the helping verb for perfect, that's hast. So now we'll change it to sein, and we'll be doing it for das Buch because that's the subject. So we'll say ist das Buch. Yes. Now du is the agent, is the subject of the active sentence. We'll change it to the agent in the passive sentence. So du will become dative. Von, du, dich, dir. Dir is passive, dative. So ist das Buch von dir. The main verb will come in perfect. Gelesen. Yes. Then we'll introduce the helping verb for perfect. Werden, it'll also come in perfect. Geworden, but we'll remove the GE. So it'll just be worden. Two perfects can't be written together. So ist das Buch von dir gelesen worden? Has the book been read by you? So in English, it's has. In German, we got to accustom ourselves to use sein. Okay. Sie haben dich 10-mal angerufen. They have called you 10 times. Okay. We'll maintain the structure, change the speech. That means the object will now become the subject. Now this is basically accusative. We'll need to change it to nominative. So it's du, dich, dir. Du is nominative. Du. Yes. Now we'll use the helping verb for perfect. That's haben here, but in perfect it becomes sein. So it'll be du bist. Ich bin, du bist. Du bist. Now sie is the agent, and it'll become it's the subject. Sie in the active sentence, it'll become the agent. Von. So what's the dative of sie? It's sie, ihnen. So du bist von ihnen 10-mal. Now the main verb is angerufen. It's already in perfect. So we'll write it in perfect. Angerufen. Introduce the helping verb for passive. That's geworden, or we'll remove the GE. Simply worden. What is the meaning? You have been called 10 times from them. Yes. Du bist von ihnen 10-mal angerufen worden. Fantastic. Yes. Let's go to the next sentence. On to the next page. It says, Der Dieb ist weggerannt. The thief has run away. So let's find out. It's again, we'll maintain the structure and we'll find out the object. There is no object here. We'll introduce our own object. That is, there's no object, so we'll make S our subject, S. And we all know that sein is the helping verb for perfect in a passive sentence. So es ist, introduce the agent. We'll say es ist von dem Dieb, yes, the person through whom the action is happening. Es ist von dem Dieb weggerannt, the main verb in perfect, and introduce the helping verb for passive, that's werden, it will be wurden. It has been run away by the thief. Es ist von dem Dieb weggerannt worden. Yes, it has been run away by the thief. Okay, wie viel Mal sind Sie nach Berlin gefahren? How many times have you driven to Berlin? Or how many times has it been driven by you to Berlin? Yes, so let's find out. So in this sentence, we'll maintain the structure. It's a question. We'll maintain it like a question. We'll change the speech into passive. Now, if you notice, this verb gefahren is an intransitive verb. It hasn't got any direct or indirect object. It just has nach Berlin. Yeah, genau. So we'll basically use our own object. We'll use our own subject, that is S, and we'll begin the sentence with the same structure like the question format. We'll say wie viel Mal. Then we'll say we are going to use S. So for S, we conjugate sein. It is ist. Ja, ich bin, du bist, er, sie, es ist. Wie viel Mal ist es? Very good. Wie viel Mal ist es? Now we are saying it to sie. Yes, let's say it's the second person formal. So wie viel Mal ist es von? Now sie will change into dative. What is the dative of sie? It's sie, ihnen, right? So it's the capital ihnen. Very good. Wie viel Mal ist das von ihnen nach Berlin? Yes, gefahren. The main verb in perfect remains perfect. And we introduce the helping verb for passive in the end. Wurden, question mark. How many times has it been traveled by you to Berlin? Wie viel Mal ist das von Ihnen nach Berlin gefahren worden? Okay. Habt ihr Deutschland besucht? Have you all visited Germany? Okay. So basically again, it's a active sentence with perfect and it's a question. We'll maintain the structure, change the speech. That means we'll find what is the object here? It's Deutschland. So we'll write Deutschland. First, we'll begin with the helping verb for perfect in passive sentence is always sein. So it will become ist. Yes, ist Deutschland. Yes. Now we are having the subject ihr. It will become in dative von euch. Ihr, euch. Ist Deutschland von euch? The main verb is already in perfect. Besucht. We'll introduce the helping verb for passive. Wurden. Ist Deutschland von euch besucht worden? Has Germany been visited by you all? Yes. Okay, der Premierminister hat den Eid geleistet. The Prime Minister has taken the oath. The oath has been taken by the Prime Minister. Now, we'll find the object, that's den Eid. We'll write it as the subject. It'll become nominative, so it's masculine. So der, die, das, die, it'll be der Eid, der Eid, Entschuldigung, Fehler von mir. Der Eid, it's the oath. Der Eid basically is singular, third person. So we'll write, we already know the helping verb for a perfect passive is sein. So we'll say der Eid ist von, now it'll be from whom? It's from the Prime Minister, masculine, dem, der, den, von dem Premierminister. Yes, Minister, very good. Der Eid ist von dem Premierminister. Now the helping verb is already, the main verb is already in perfect, geleistet. Write it here, geleistet. We'll add the helping verb for passive, that's wurden. Yes, so the oath has been taken by the Prime Minister. Der Eid ist von dem Premierminister geleistet worden. Fantastic. Die Mannschaft hat das Spiel gewonnen. The team has won the what do you call Spiel? Game. The team has won the game. So basically the game has been won by the team. So we'll maintain the structure of the sentence, important, and then we'll change the speech. Das Spiel will become basically the subject. That means object turns the subject. And it's also das because it's der, die, das, die, nominative. Das Spiel, yes, then the helping verb for a perfect passive is sein. So we'll conjugate it for das Spiel. It's ist. Das Spiel ist von der Mannschaft. Very good. Be with me. Mannschaft. Yes. Okay. Das Spiel ist von der Mannschaft. Now we'll write the main verb in perfect. It already is. Gewonnen wurden. Yes. We'll add the helping verb for passive, wurden in the end. So we are following the 3 rules, maintaining the structure. Yes. And then we're changing the speech from active to passive. And we are adding the helping verb for passive in the end. That's wurden in this case. Okay. Die Polizei hat den Dieb verhaftet. The police has arrested the thief. So we'll again maintain the structure, change the speech from active to passive. So den Dieb is the object, it will become the subject, and nominative, it's masculine, der, die, das, die, it will become der Dieb. The helping verb for perfect passive is sein, so we'll say der Dieb ist, introduce the agent, von, and Polizei is feminine, as we can see, dem, der Dieb, von der Polizei, Entschuldigung, yes. So the Dieb is von der Polizei, the main verb is in perfect already, we'll write it here again, verhaftet. We'll introduce the helping verb for passive, wurden. The thief has been caught by the police. Der Räuber hat das Haus eingebrochen. The robber has broken into the house. So basically the house has been broken in by the robber. So we'll pick up the object, make it the subject, and it will remain the same. Der, die, das. So it's das. Das Haus. Now the helping verb for perfect passive is sein. So we'll pick up sein. Ist. Yes. Von dem Räuber. Yes. Agent. Subject becomes the agent. Der Räuber. Von dem Räuber. The main verb is already in perfect. We'll write it again. Eingebrochen. Einbrechen is to break in. Eingebrochen. It's the perfect form. Das Haus ist von dem Räuber eingebrochen. We'll introduce the helping verb for passive. Wurden. The house has been broken in by the thief. Fantastic. Der Forscher hat eine Impfung entwickelt. The developer has, the Forscher is not developer, it's the researcher. The researcher has developed a vaccination. So a vaccination has been developed by the researcher. That's the perfect form. And that's the perfect passive form. So we'll again maintain the structure, change the speech. We'll pick up the subject. We'll pick up the object, make it the subject. Eine Impfung will become again eine Impfung. Yes. Der, die, das, die. Ein plus eine. Eine Impfung, the helping verb for perfect passive is sein. So it will be eine Impfung ist. Agent von dem Forscher, Dativ, yes. Der, die, dem, der, dem, dem. Dem, der, dem, den. So dem comes here. Eine Impfung ist von dem Forscher. Main verb is already in perfect. So we'll write again, entwickelt. Introduce the helping verb for passive. Wurden. Eine Impfung ist von dem Forscher entwickelt worden. Okay, der Renner hat das Rennen gewonnen. Fantastic. So the racer has won the game. The game has been won by the racer. So how will we go? We'll pick up the object, turn it the subject. Yes. So it will be das Rennen, the race. Now das Rennen. Now the helping verb for perfect passive is sein. So we'll conjugate it for das Rennen. It's das Rennen ist. Agent is from Renner. Yes. Very good. Gewonnen is already in perfect. So we'll copy it. Gewonnen. Introduce the helping verb for perfect. Passive. That's wurden. Yeah. Yes. We can't write two perfects together. So we need to remove the GE from this one. Okay. The detective hat den Schuldigen erwischt. The detective has captured the, what is schuldig? The person who is basically guilty of crime is known as schuldig. Okay. So basically we need to say the guilty person has been caught by the detective. So we'll again maintain the structure, find the object, turn it to the subject. So den Schuldigen is basically the object. We'll turn it to subject, nominative, der, die, das, die, it's masculine, so it's there. Now it's one of the adjective which has been nominalized, so we'll basically write it as an adjective in nominative. Der Schuldige, yes. Perfect passive helping verb is sein, so we'll write ist. Der Schuldige ist von dem Detective. We could write vom Detective. Yes, the verb is already in perfect. We'll write erwischt. Introduce the helping verb for passive. Perfect, that's werden. And it'll become wurden. Okay, so the guilty has been caught by the detective. Okay, now we'll see if we can do more. All right, we have a few to go. In fact, 2 of them to go. Let's do them. Der Reporter hat das Bericht gelesen. So, or the reporter hat das Bericht gelesen. The reporter has read the report. So basically the report has been read by the reporter. Now let me make this into past. Let me say hatte. Yes, had. The reporter had read the report. So now instead of saying we'll maintain the structure, we'll keep also the form of tense in the mind. So let's change the object into subject. Das Bericht will remain das Bericht. Der, die, das Bericht. Very good. Yes, and then the helping verb for passive perfect is sein. We never use hatten, so we'll just use sein, but it's in the past form. So sein will become waren. Remember, the past tense is waren. So we'll say war. Das Bericht war vom Reporter gelesen. Now the helping verb passive is werden, become wurden in perfect. Yes, das Bericht war vom Reporter gelesen werden, gelesen wurden. The report had been read by the reporter. Die Zuschauer hatten geklatscht. So basically the audience had clapped. Now again, maintain the structure, change the tense, change the speech from active to passive. There is no object here. Intransitive verb, so we'll introduce our own s, and it's in the past, so we'll say es war. The helping verb for perfect passive is sein. It'll become waren, and it'll become ich war, du warst, es war. Es war von den Zuschauern. Very good. Dative plural with an extra n. Es war von den Zuschauern. The perfect of the verb is already imperfect. Geklatscht. Very good. Introduce the helping verb for passive. That's werden. In perfect it will remain, become wurden. It had been clapped by the audience. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed. It was really kind of a challenging and also an engaging exercise. So we'll continue this and we'll include in our perfect even the modal verbs. That will make it fun but also a little difficult. So catch me in the next lesson and we'll continue our practice. This is John Berlin signing off.